Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Armchair Bookers. I am your host, Duff the Vampiro Hardcastle. This is my co-host,
Steelman Christopher Steele.
All right. Today is the Revolution Rising pay-per-view, so I'm going to give you a little rundown of the month leading up to said pay-per-view. Nothing super big really happened. We just established our matches for the show, which they were basically qualifiers. You'll see the results here. You know, it doesn't matter. Here's what's happening. First match of the night is the number one contendership match for the international title for my roster, my number one contender, because you can have your own number one contenders and your own number one contender matches. KO versus Just Incredible. Lance Storm decides he doesn't want anything to do with the match because he doesn't want to impede on any Canadians and screw him out of his shot. And Justin's like, fair enough. And it comes down to dual super kick. They both get counted out and move up to have one more match. It's a draw. They knock each other out with a super kick. The next match is the number one contenders match for the women's title, which is Sasha Banks versus Naomi. Naomi soundly hands the ass to Sasha Banks. And I mean that quite literally. She just puts her ass right in her face. Boom, rear view. Land sits. Enzo and Cass for the tag team titles versus Finn Balor and as far as Enzo and Cass know, it's just Finn Balor. They do their whole can't teach that, come down, do their spiel, all of a sudden the lights dim, bloom, 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 bloom. Finn Balor's music hits, comes out as the demon. Hits his final pose, music goes out, down, lights go down, and then all of a sudden the music of Shinsuke Nakamura hits. And it is revealed that his partner is Nakamura. Quickly, Nakamura boots the head of Enzo, lays him right out, and basically leaves as a 2-on-1 of Cass and versus Finn and Nakamura, and those two proceed to not soundly hand the ass to Big Cass. Big Cass puts up one hell of a fight, but the numbers game just has him wrecked because every time Enzo just about gets back to his feet, Nakamura slides right around the ring, boom, boots him in the head, and right back in. Of course, our referees are like, it's outside the ring, we don't care. Revolution Wrestling. So we have new tag team champions in Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura. Asuka versus Ember Moon for the women's title. This is the rubber match. This is each of them have a victory under their belt. And in this one, it goes almost to the time limit. They're literally counting from 10 as Ember Moon is mounting the top rope and hits the Eclipse, beating Asuka. The audience counts 3, 2, 1 as the ref counts 1, 2, 3. The bell rings, and Ember Moon is the new women's champion. This next match is a hardcore Falls Count Anywhere match between Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. Typical Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualification, hardcore style match. They beat the piss out of each other. Considerably bad, but they work their way to the back. And as they've worked their way to the back, Bray long shot or javelins Matt straight into a pillar, a load-bearing pillar for the building that we're in. And Matt's knocked unconscious and loses, of course. But I'll cover what happens a little bit later. But Bray Wyatt wins, and Matt's treated, rushed immediately to the infirmary that we've set up to see, give him a rundown of what's happening. And he knows his name. And then when we ask him the question, what's his gimmick? He can't quite put his what's your character? And Mattitude, version 1, Team Extreme. Where am I? He can't quite place where in time he is.
Which actually it wouldn't surprise me because we're taking people from
every era. Precisely. He's kind of lost and
he's like, I don't even know who the hell I'm fighting anymore.
Right. So he's kind of set aside.
What organization are you in?
Yeah, they ask him the organization, and he's like, TNA? Big shrug. Maybe? It seems like it. Maybe WWE? Well, what are we doing right now? Brand split? WWE? Might be WWE. Is that WWE?
Where's Jeff?
And we tell him it's Steele-Rhoads Wrestling, and he's like, the fuck? What's that? I don't know what that is. Am I under contract? You sure I signed it? It was me. But it basically devolves into the broken mat, where he can't quite figure out what he is yet. Okay, now here's the fun. Here's a fun one that I've been. Okay, within this last month building to this pay-per-view, The Miz has been using Damien Mizdow as his stunt double. Where
taking care of matches, coming in
because
of the explosion.
Exactly, Miz is still in like not ICU. He's in a wheelchair because the bottoms of his feet are still burnt, and he's lucky he can sit. And thankfully, it was mainly the front burn, but when he stepped on it, the explosion took his feet in this front, and he's kind of all. I'm not wrestling. So this match is The Miz, which he has established as a stable. Kind of. At this point, it's him and Mizdow, and Mizdow rolls him out to the top of the thing, and ladies and gentlemen, my newest stunt double. Points. Awesome! I came to play! And Ms. Swoggle.
I thought you were going to
trots out.
Later.
No. Ms. Swoggle trots out. Miz goes, not you! The hell are you doing here, you goon? Get over there. Get on your spot. Little Miss Swoggle stands to the left side, all dejected because he thought it was him. And he's like, no, this is my newest stunt double. Braun! I came to play! Braun Strowman comes out fully buttoned Miz jacket, which actually only looks like a real jacket on him because he's using the Miz to like the sleeves are to here. He's got sunglasses that are stretched, like super freaking fat. Like he's not fitting it at all. He comes out, looks at Miz like, do I have to? Miz nods. He spins, points, pulls the jacket off, wearing his typical gear. You can tell he was wearing his typical gear because it only came to his knees. You can see the brown pants. Drops the shit, goes down. And he faces Chris Benoit. This Benoit comes out, pushes Miz off of down the thing, wheels him into the side of the ring, and Mizdow and Ms. Swoggle are tending to the Miz as Braun Strowman proceeds to hand the ass to Chris Benoit. Everything Benoit does, every strike just bounces like it's bouncing off a wall. Just he cannot seem to break him. A couple of knee strikes seem to get him to buckle a little, and as Benoit goes for it more, Strowman just boom pounds him right back down into the ring. Knocks him around a lot, and proceeds to just step on his neck for the 1, 2, 3.
I thought you were going to do the other way.
No. Yeah, that would be. I was originally going to plan this where he hits him with the reverse choke slam and then turns around and goes, roar! And like is looking at the audience and hears 1, 2, and by the time he turns around and sees 3, he realizes that Ms. Swoggle has made the pin. But no, I decide I'm going this route. Braun puts the title on Miz's shoulder, turns him around, wheels him up, throws Ms. Swoggle on his shoulder, and Mizdow's, did his thing the whole time, imitating Braun Strowman. So we have a new international champion in, quote-unquote, The Miz, the new stable. It is technically The Miz's title, as he's the one that signed the contract, but he also signed a contract that he can have stunt doubles. Because, well, as an owner, I thought it was hilarious, and
you liked the gimmick before.
I liked the gimmick before, and him having exploded at Cells of Apocalypse won me over. I'll take an injured Miz that is having stunt doubles work for him just for the entertainment value alone.
Right.
This is a number 1 contenders match. The next one is a number 1 contenders match for the tag team titles of Rob Van Dam and Sabu versus Tommy Dreamer and Raven. If you've ever seen any ECW match, you pretty much know how this one's going to go. Right out the frickin' window. We have no winner. They're not even close to a winner. The fight ended up out in the street. And I come to the ring and go, you know what? They have disqualified themselves from they've knocked themselves down to the bottom of the list. We'll have another tag team number 1 contender match next week. Don't worry about it. By the time the next pay-per-view rolls around, we will have a tag team number 1 contender. We've got 2 months to get there. Do not worry. Turn around on my heels. Go. Play the package for the next video, which isn't really much of a package at all. Just basically CM Punk the week before coming out and saying, Triple H, you're a bitch. Your bitch is a bitch. Your family's a bitch. You're a bitch. Hunter can't stand for that kind of shit. And in our world, him and Stephanie never hooked up.
Right.
That never occurred. The peak Triple H was kind of the China Triple H in our
right.
in this universe. So when he called this bitch a bitch, is talking about China.
China would beat the shit out of him.
You think China's going to stand for that? I don't. Well, match begin. You know, everybody makes their entrances. Nothing special for Punk. He comes down, does his typical, it's clobbering time. But the champion does, of course, get a special entrance. This is a pay-per-view.
Right.
So, the King of Kings gets brought out on a throne carried by a bunch of underlings. And China's on there too, so they need double the underlings, so.
Right.
They get down there. Match occurs. Punk soundly loses. I'm not even going to describe how badly he loses, because every time the ref's back is turned, China's cheap shotting him. Constantly. Call me a bitch.
The underlings right here, like
the click. Yeah, oh yeah. He stands no chance. He's outnumbered 15-1. And Triple H mockingly puts Punk on the top rope and top rope pedigrees him, which is Punk's move, called the Pepsi Plunge. Hits him with a top rope pedigree, rolls him 1, 2, 3. You are my bitch. Your bitch is my bitch. Your family is my bitch. And the game leaves. Punk in a puddle of shit.
Got anything else to say?
I
did want to.
No, that is the end of Revolution Rising.
Bit, but not.
Not
for
the pay-per-view so much.
Not even a setup. Not for my show. For the whole
for
thing.
the arc.
For the whole. We're now going to be. And
splitting duties.
Before, up until the South insert
and Sabanur,
we were doing a fantasy booking that was more matches we wanted to see.
Right.
This is more. Now we're going to do. Focus a lot more on storylines and stuff like that. And I will say one thing with how I plan on working, doing like 2 armchairs.
And then a random, not so random. Or 2 armchairs and a pay-per-view.
In a month.
Right.
One is a backtrack and a setup.
Right.
For the pay-per-view. And then the other one is the pay-per-view
itself.
That's the way I plan to do it. That way, we each have 1 month.
Right.
Except for on certain months where there is joint pay-per-views.
Right.
We haven't figured out which one I think we got 3 out of 4.
Yeah. And 3 might not. Need a fourth.
A fourth to even everything out.
And Sabanur, Christmas Carnage,
whatever the
Thanksgiving one is.
Or Thanksgiving.
We'll decide that then.
We might do one, I figure, late summer.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Great American Bash or something. Bash at the beach.
Or June, July, maybe. Or do a 4th of July.
Yeah, that would work.
I don't know yet. Depends on what you want to do for your birthday.
Right.
But that I just wanted to give that little side note.
Right.
Little side notes. I don't know, like I said, if you're going to start going to do the same thing.
Yeah. This is just kind of quick pound in because we did the draft and
we don't have a lot of time right now.
Right. And so that is wrestling. That is Steele-Rhoads Wrestling presents Revolution Rising. The
Revolution, the series, or
Revolution Wrestling's Revolution Rising. God, that's
it'd be more like Steele-Rhoads Wrestling in association with Revolution
Wrestling. Steele-Rhoads Productions in association, Steele-Rhoads Wrestling. It's WCW NWO. There we go. It's Revolution Rising.
In association with Revolution Production or Revolution
Wrestling.
Revolution Wrestling presents Revolution Rising.
Yeah. Long fucking for such a short show.
Just for it's actually a lot of
minor, and it just says Revolution Rising with a logo here and a.
But
small
I think
stuff
that's
there.
that's all I really wanted to.
Yeah, pretty much wraps up Armchair Bookers. So
if things don't go your way,
if things don't go my way, these might be coming from a different location for me.
Right.
But if things do go my way, you're gonna be hearing about it a lot.
But not on this program.
Nope.
Until next time.
Ring the bell.
Ring that
Bing,
bell.
bing, bing.